Okay, thank you for asking me to have this time for talking with you. I am very pleased to be here. And well, as you have read in my summary, I have been working for more than 30 years in pharmaceutical industry and in logistics. Okay, my unique, if I can tell that, was Pfizer. So I had a lot of experience in supply and logistics. No, I am an industrial engineer, and honestly, at the beginning, I wasn't sure which area I want to specialize in. Uh, However, my older sister, who is also an industrial engineer, was working in supply chain in the pharmaceutical industry at the time. And her passion, her motivation for the field really inspired me to follow that path.
Wow, that's actually beautiful. That was going to be my next question. That what made you choose this sector? And
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
really kind of inspired, and I love the fact that you combine two of the most important combinations of sectors, which is pharmaceutical and supply chain. I would love to know from you, what is it like to work in the combination of these? So pharma in supply chain.
Well, I discovered that the dynamic and fascinating supply chain is every day
Mhm,
is different. You never stop learning, and there is always a new challenge to solve.
mhm.
What kept me in this field was the purpose. Okay, the purpose in the pharmaceutical industry, as you know, is patients. Okay,
True.
every process ultimately impacts patients' lives. You know, knowing that the efficiency in supply chain in this area can help someone receive their medicine on time, maybe even save a life. Okay, give me a meaning to the work I used to do. Mhm.
That's actually beautiful. And I think that does make it such an amazing, highly respectable job that you're working towards saving someone's life along with performing such a high task requirement job. Like, I have interviewed someone before who was in pharma and supply chain, and they told me that what a need it is to be exactly on time and to serve the purpose, because this is life saving. You cannot have any forms of delays or mistakes, especially on this aspect. And
Yes,
I feel
exactly.
that mhm,
E-
this
every
intersection.
every minute
Mhm,
counts. Every minute counts, and
exactly.
you have not only be on time with you have to be with the quality and with the
Mhm,
quantity. Okay, and when I
true.
talk about quality, I am talking about shelf life, a product appearance, okay, product validation, things like that. So it's very uh, important industry because it is related with human being.
Definitely. And I feel that as you have been in the sector for so many years, you have definitely had some of the biggest surprise and amazing moments where some experiences felt like, thank God I'm in this sector, and some were probably very exhausting because the pressure that you might be feeling in the sector is crazy. So
It's
please
great.
tell us more about one of such experiences that you have had, which has stayed with you.
Well, in all my career, I have different experiences, different experience. And as you mentioned, there are a lot of pressure. And I usually think about that when all is okay, nobody sees supplies and logistics. Okay, nobody sees. But just you have one small problem, you are you are the actor of the company. Okay, because everybody turns to see you. Okay, but what was for me the most challenge a process or activity that I have to deal with was COVID vaccine. Okay, throughout my career, really I have faced many challenges and key decisions. Okay, but the one that I can consider I am most proud of was leading the COVID vaccine distribution strategy for Peru and Ecuador. No? Because it was more than a logistic challenge. It was about saving lives. Okay, it was an unprecedented moment, full of fear and uncertainty, and we had to move fast, designing new local processes while ensuring safety, compliance, and coordinations across multiple stakeholders. Because at that time, it was not internally, it was also externally, government, healthcare organizations, customs, freight forwarders. There was a lot of people involved because uh, we learned in this process that there were two flows that has to be perfect: the physical flow and the digital flow. It was very important process, very challenged, and really it taught me that in this case the leadership is not about having all the questions or all the answers. Okay, we have to work in a team. We have to connect everybody, every area in the company, because we need to join all the processes to be compliant also, okay, and to be on time. Okay, so this is the most challenge process that I have managed in my career. Mhm.
And a very, very important one. I think many of the guests have pointed it out that COVID was the moment where supply chain came into the people's eyes. They didn't realize the essence of the sector till COVID happened. And
Mhm.
that's like one of the positives of COVID that happened. And the other thing that they pointed was the work from home idea, that earlier when it was seen that supply chain and logistics has to be an on-site job, COVID made it possible to have this sector also as a work from home job. And I feel especially for women who are probably juggling different roles, it made their life a little better getting the work from home opportunity.
Yes. Mhm.
And
Exactly.
I would love to know, what was that moment you realized that supply chain as a sector is to be treated as a strategic function rather than just an operational one?
Well, really, a supply chain has to be an strategic area, not just supply chain is moving boxes. Okay,
True.
supply chain has to be connected with different areas, okay, across the company: finance, quality, regulatory, medical, marketing. And really, is if we have common objective, okay, and which the objective is patients, we have to realize that supply chain is a strategic partner. Okay, and even in pharmaceutical industry, we need to see supply chain as a partner, as a strategic partner that could provide more visibility, could provide information to you, could provide good processes, and also uh, will take care about the inventory costs.
Definitely.
Mhm.
Definitely. And I personally feel that from it's I haven't been as much in the sector the way you have been. I think I am not even remotely close to the amount of time you have spent, but I felt that the amount of potential the sector holds for growth, for understanding real world is very, very high. But at the same time, the sector is quite underrated. But that's something I have experienced in my small circle of area that I live in. What is your view on that aspect? Is it actually that way? And if it is, how can we work on it?
Let me rephrase your question about the underrepresented for women.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think that time has changed now. Okay. But you are right. One of the main challenges that women have, at least I had, you know, to face in my early career, was simply being heard. Okay. Working in a male dominated environment, I had to build my confidence to speak up and make my voice count. Okay. Like many women, I also experienced moments of imposter syndrome. Okay, question whether I was ready or knowledge enough. Okay, over time I learned that preparation, results, and authenticity were the best way that I can earn credibility. Fortunately, uh, Pfizer always has supported women in leadership. Okay, this is great. Okay, which gave me opportunities to grow and to mentor others. But also, I realized that confidence has to come from, okay, by trusting your experience and staying true to your values.
It's actually beautiful, and I feel that that's a wonderful piece of idea that you just gave us. That yes, it is a difficult area to begin in because as a women, it's tough because it is still a male dominated aspect. But at the same time, the confidence building is a personal trait that we can personally work on.
Yes,
and
exactly, exactly.
and I
And
feel
for
that
example, sorry, go ahead, go
no,
ahead.
no, please continue. For example, I'm
No,
really excited to know.
no, and I am remember that at my time, I had the opportunity to be the only student at one class because the class is from 9 p.m. to 10, and I was the only girl. Okay, and really starting at the university, okay, it was some tough situations because there were few women in industrial
True.
engineer. Okay, but well, nowadays you see a lot of women studying
True.
these careers and STEAM careers also, no?
Yeah.
So it's important. It's important, but I think that every women have to work on confidence. Yeah.
True.
Hmm.
And definitely, I think that if you really wish to serve, not just survive, but thrive in a sector, you need to be sure of yourself, which is the definition of confidence, that you believe yourself before someone else does.
Exactly. Exactly. Hmm.
But at the same time, I feel that the age where we are, so for me, I'm 22, we're still very new and fresh. And I think that starting off a career, especially the first job, the first internship, feeling that sense of confidence is really tough. Like, I feel that I'll be scared to ask questions because I don't know how people will perceive it to be. So, what do you think? How should we navigate our way for when we are starting off in the career?
Well, you are so young, so young. But well, what I is my suggestion. Uh, you do not have to feel fear about talking. You have to be curious. Okay, you have to show a true desire to learn. Okay, in supply chain, if I am talking about supply chain, things change constantly. Technology, processes, even customer expectations. So you have to continue be curious enough to ask why things are done, because if you ask why are things are done, you will be motivated, you will be involved, okay, and you just not going to do the things automatically, okay. That mindset not only helps you to understand the end-to-end process, because supply chain is an end-to-end process, no, but also makes you be a part of the solution, because obviously you with 22 years you have fresh ideas, and probably you think out of the box, okay, and sometimes just a little question would probably change the way the process is working, okay, and make people reflect, because sometimes uh, people with more experience are more focused in other things, are having stress, are being pressed, okay, with different things, and they have not seen about simple things that could probably help and improve processes, okay,
Yeah.
and of course also responsibility and integrity are key, okay, because uh, the people need to rely on you, to
True.
believe in you, okay, and sometimes there are some sort of thoughts about young people, okay, that mention that they do not have commitment, okay, they do not have responsibility, they I think would like to work few hours, no, but
Yeah.
this is not the way I think people of 22 years act, no. So
Yeah.
I think there is a lot of things that you can uh, contribute
Bring to
to the
the table.
companies.
Yeah.
Okay, the challenge that I see is that how uh, the companies can mix, combine the experience, okay, with the new ideas, with the
Curiosity. Mhm.
curiosity, with the how can I say disruptive solutions. Okay,
Definitely.
this is the challenge that I think.
And that actually sounds like an amazing combination if it is put in the right right proportions, I would say. Then I think the results would be tremendous. The fact that we have experienced individuals like you who are just so kind and so amazing can act as a source of inspiration. We can look up to you and learn so much from what you have done, while us on the other hand, by asking different variety of questions, like having different ideas and different, I would say, easy way of doing things can actually help in increasing the efficiency. I think that one thing our generation is known for is like trying to make our task easier.
Yeah.
Instead of doing it the standard way, we're like, oh, how can I do something that it reduce my task or save more time? And I think that which Loki comes from I would say I shouldn't say laziness, but I think the idea of making life easier actually brings a lot of efficiency for the sector as well.
Exactly, because you know, years ago it was a bad thinking about hours of working. It was
Yeah,
supposed that the best worker was the one that worked 12 hours.
many years.
And this
Yeah,
is not real. This is not real because there were a lot of inefficient processes. Okay. And now you can be more efficient and have a better how can I say work
work-life
life balance.
balance.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
now
exactly.
this is something that I have learned through my experience, really, because when you work in a corporation, in a multinational company, there is a lot of work, really a lot of work, but you need to focus on how you improve your processes, okay, and how you make things easier, because you have life after 5:30, okay, and
Exactly.
it's not good to have long working hours, okay, till
Yeah,
9 till 10, because I used to work like this, but really I think COVID vaccine or COVID pandemic really taught a lot of things to us, because
definitely.
you saw uh, parents, friends immediately die, okay, in a moment, and it was very hard, and you have to think about life in a different way. So now it's very important to be more efficient, to have time
Definitely.
for your loved
The
ones,
people who matter. Exactly.
yeah.
And it's like COVID did some very good things and some very negative things. The good thing would be showing us the essence of people, the essence of what actually matters rather than what we were chasing before. So that was the good side of it. And I think the idea that now the companies are also understanding that it's a win-win situation to provide facilities like work from home, because it's not just for the employees that they're doing it, they're also saving a lot of cost when they allow work from home. So
Yes.
I think
Ye-
that the little changes that are happening now are very helpful in the future adaptations, I would say. Like, I recently came across a post from one of my guests herself. So she said that she can now spend enough time with her kids, which was not possible earlier. But the work from home option is giving her that possibility of managing her time with her child and the work in both efficient ways as it's possible. It felt really
yes,
good to read the text. Yeah.
yeah, you are right, but still I think that at least you have to see your colleagues at least once a week,
Yeah.
once every 2 weeks,
True.
once every 3 weeks, because it's
Yeah.
important. I totally agree with you, because you do not need to commute. For example, in my
True.
case, I used to leave my home 6:30, and my
Yeah.
starting working hour was 8:30. Okay, but
True.
I have to do this because
Yeah.
I arrive at the office at 7. Because if I left my home later, I will arrive at 10 o'clock. Okay, so
True.
due to the traffic, and I am talking about 8 kilometers, not just
True.
8 kilometers, but it was a lot of traffic. So my
True.
my my life quality was like, oh my god. Okay, and when I returned, also it was tough. It was very tough
True.
to manage the commute. Okay,
Mhm.
and but still, it was nice when I went to the office because I saw the other colleagues, and I have some uh, personal and physical
Connections.
relation, no? Okay,
True.
but really, I totally agree that people like not to work at home because you can be closer to your family. Okay, and in my case, for
Definitely.
example, it was very interesting during pandemic because in Peru we were
Mm.
almost 2 years not going out. Okay,
Yeah.
so uh my son told me, oh, it's very strange to have lunch with you because it never happened, no? Okay,
Yeah.
so I agree with you totally. COVID has brought good
Changed.
and negative things. Hmm.
Vaccines. But like when I say work from home, it the companies are adapting to a hybrid function now. So most of
Yes.
the people that I know, they have like 3 days you can do work from home, and the remaining two you just have to show up. And it also it's the other side. Like suppose I have a total hour of 9 hours shift, so I can show up to office for 5 hours in person, and the remaining four I can cover from home. So even that little change, it helps a lot. Like
Yes.
if someone has restrictions at home that you need to be at home at 10, but they spend like a lot of time in traveling and stuff, they could just leave early and work from home so that they
Mhm.
don't have to be out for late hours or something along those lines, as you mentioned.
Yes. No.
That
And hybrid is the word. Hybrid. Yeah.
exactly,
It-
that hybrid
mhm.
is helpful. But I have a question. Even for sectors like pharma, does this ideology work of work from home? Because I feel pharma does have a lot more requirements and is way more sensitive as a sector to be dealt with rather than the other ones that we normally deal with.
Yes. Pharma is a very regulated industry, you know?
Hmm.
And really, you have to be sure that when you launch a product, it
Hmm.
complies with everything. You know?
True.
The big surprise that usually the new professionals in logistics is that they think that logistics is just a truck, a warehouse. Okay, but really, in pharmaceutical industry, it starts with regulatory approvals. Okay, I learned that early on that every product movement depends on fulfilling strict requirements around product registration, artwork stability, quality testing. The supply chain is as strong as the compliance behind it. Okay, and there is also company reputation. Okay, uh, a recurrent constraint was the misalignment that we had sometimes with the local regulations between global processes and local regulatory demands, which often require different things or very tough things. Okay, and we have to, well, the regulatory area has to think about creative problem solving, okay, and a strong cross functional leadership, okay, because we have to ensure both things: speed, okay, and
Yeah.
compliance, okay, and sometimes we need to gather together, okay,
Yeah.
and see face to face, okay, because there are
Yeah.
things that we have to discuss, no, and
Definitely.
also in the case of a new product launch, is not just bringing the product to the market. No, it's just starting to the regulatory, and sometimes there is a need to see each other.
Definitely. And I felt that, like, I feel that I totally agree with the fact that in-person communication is definitely much, much better, and it helps in understanding things in a faster way as well and is more efficient. And that's exactly why I was like, can we actually function in the sector as important as pharma also work from home? Because then I personally think it is better that a sector like pharma does have a please be in the office rule.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and can I can say that administrative areas can work
Yeah,
from home, but obviously the logistics service provider has to be on site. No, they
exactly.
have to be on site. Hmm.
Definitely. So the roles that you actually sign up for will also decide how much you're needed at a particular site, or you can have the flexibility of work from home.
Hmm. Exactly. Hmm.
33 years in the sector is amazing. So, firstly, a very big round of applause for you from my end. And
Thank you.
I'm definitely sure that you have trained some really amazing teams. You have been in that amazing leadership role. So, how do you feel that we should work on our leadership styles or on making ourselves better so that we can contribute to the team better? What are some of the skills we should build?
Well,
Hmm.
I have learned that leadership is a journey. Okay, and you build it through experience, mistakes, and people you who inspire you. Okay, I was lucky really to have mentors, uh, formal and informal. Okay, who guided me, and managers who also showed me what to do and what not to do.
Not to do.
Okay, uh, my approach as a leader was always being very people oriented. Okay, I communicate constantly, share the good and bad news, okay, and make sure my team understand why. The why for me always the why is very important. Okay, because the people are not robots that you have to say just do it. No, they
Yeah.
need to understand the why things are done. Okay, and also I try to be there when they feel stuck with something. Okay, not to solve the problem. Okay, but to help them to find their way. Okay, and I truly care about their well-being because I was talking about
Yeah.
well-being before, because when people feel seen and supported and heard, they will give their best from the heart. Mhm. This is the way that I have. It's not just technical. It's like being very close to people
Yeah. And
and very
actually,
active listening. Active listening is very
definitely.
very important. Hmm.
I love the fact that what you experience yourself, you ensured, like the negative side of not being heard, you ensured that none of your people have to feel that way. You ensured that you heard them and you took them into consideration and made them feel seen. So that's actually beautiful. And as you said, that knowing the whys behind something can be very helpful. I personally think that, at least for me, whenever I know why I'm doing a certain thing, it helps me first remember it better. It helps me function better. And it makes me feel confident that I know what I'm doing. So that helps.
Exactly, exactly. Hmm.
And that's actually if we are able to implement and find leaders like you who are there and ready to answer the whys of the certain things that are being provided and allotted, then I think a lot of people will feel they are growing more in their roles than they currently feel. Because I feel that many of my friends also have this, that they're doing something, and when I ask them like why, they actually are like, oh, we just do it, like it's just a part of the job. And I feel that that's not a very good thing, but that's a very corporate thing, like you just want to get your work done rather than get into the crux of it as to why certain thing is performed a certain way. So I'm sure your team is very lucky to have you on board who is there to answer the whys. And the fact that you entertain the whys makes me also convinced that your team feels secure enough to question a lot of things that they might not be understanding.
Yeah, yeah. And I have like two sayings. No? One is that you have to join the dots, okay? Because something that you are going to do probably
Mm-hmm.
is going to affect an other. So my second my second saying was you not only have to see the tree, you have to
Mm-hmm.
see the forest.
True.
Okay? Because if you move something,
Mm-hmm.
someone is going to be affected. Okay?
True.
For good or for bad, in a positive or in a bad way,
Negative.
in a
True.
negative way. Mhm.
And I think the sector itself is the best proof. It's a chain, the supply chain. I love to point it out that the fact that this sector is so interconnected, one error is going to lead to a domino effect, which is going to mess up the whole thing,
Exactly.
which is
Right.
scary, but
Yes.
also so important to be sure of how you are doing what you are doing.
Yes.
And talking about the
Exactly.
sector, what exactly do you think the world of supply chain is going to look like in the next few years? And what emerging capabilities should youngsters like me work on so that we can excel in it?
Okay. Well, you know, uh, artificial intelligence and all the digital transformation is the one that is going to change the world. Okay. Only changing the world. And I believe that the most important capability that young professionals today uh, need to have is learning agility, the ability to continuously learn and learn and connect
Mm-hmm.
knowledge across functions. Okay, as I mentioned, you need to join the dots. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
supply chain, I think, has been the area that has started earlier with
Yeah.
digitalization. COVID was an example of this. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
sustainability, because we have to to take care to care about the world. No,
Yeah.
uh, it's for me it's essential that young professionals stay curious, understand new technologies, and learn
Yes.
how to apply them in real operations, because it's just not theory. No, it's just apply in the real world. Okay, and beyond technical skills, they need to develop, as I mentioned, connect the dots between areas, people, processes, because the future in supply chain will be fully integrated and driven by collaboration and data. Data is also important. You know, data is the one that provides you all the information, and you have to be ready to understand data, because data is going to tell something. I usually have another saying with my team, and I say
Yeah.
the number has to tell you something. It's just not a
Yeah.
number. The number talks
Yeah.
and tell you something. Mhm.
Definitely. So, talking about this, following up on this point, when we say numbers talk, and we mentioned the importance of data, which are the technical skills that we should work on so that we can ensure the numbers are actually talking?
Yeah. Well, in regards of technical skills,
Mhm.
you have to work in learning
Mhm.
that data analytics, data analytics, how to prepare, not well, how to use this data, showing
Yeah.
dashboards, KPIs,
Mhm.
tendencies. This is the thing
Mhm.
that is important to know. Imagine that in my case, yeah, I am just continue learning, because my son also provides me information. Mom, just learn this. Okay, so this is the way that you have to be ready. Yeah, because what I
Definitely.
think is that, yeah, that even the age you have, you will never have to stop learning, or to stop reading, or to stop doing something different, and try to be out of your comfort zone. Now, imagine that now, when because I have more time, I just also started to do a macrame bath, or something that I never see that I can do
Yeah.
it. Okay, but I did it. I did it. So it's important to continue being curiosity. No? But in technical skills, as I mentioned, all the things that are digital. digital, it's important to be on the way of this.
Wow. That actually sounds awesome. And I think that data analytics, as you said, has to be the future because the amount of AI and all the great crazy things that are coming up in the future are going to be needing a lot of data again, and that data's analysis is going to be the need which each and every person should know for us to succeed in the sector.
Yes,
And
because sometimes people think about artificial intelligence that the tool that is going to solve everything. But no, this is a tool. This is a way that provides you more efficiency, improve processes and things like that. But the common sense and the human knowledge is the
Mhm.
one who is going to take the decisions.
True. Definitely. And that actually does make us feel a lot better because the amount of people that fear that the upcoming AI is going to take away their jobs. But I feel that a lot of things are not possible with dependence on the AI as well, because there are a lot of data coming up which shows that the GPTs and the lot of other AIs that being used are actually not accurate. So then you have to redo the whole thing. So rather than that, it's smarter to work hand in hand. So you can, yes, you can rely on it, but ensure that you don't just blindly follow it.
Exactly. This is the way that it has to be taken. Yes. Yeah. Because no,
Definitely.
uh, GPT has a lot of bias, unconscious
True.
bias. Okay. And so
Yeah.
so you need to your knowledge is the one that is going to recognize this bias. Otherwise,
True.
if you do not have knowledge and you do not have information, uh, you probably is going to take the information that they just provide to you.
True. And I think that GPT, so that's something we noticed that GPT never says no. So anything that you ask it, it's just gonna be like, oh wow, great question. And just be positive about anything that you say. But like I just wanted a realistic answer to the question, but GPT won't actually go against you because it's trained to be that way. So these little things are something I feel which are essential to remember when we are relying on it, because yeah, they can backfire on us in the future.
Yeah, yes. It looks like GPT wants to make you feel good or
Yeah,
smart or
it's
something
trained for
like
that.
that.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yes.
it works out, but not exactly in the way we want it to work out on some of the days. But I think that ensuring there is a balance between how much you're relying on it can help ensure a lot of efficiency and at the same time a lot of quicker processing. But we cannot get rid of the workforce totally based on GPT.
Yes. Yeah, this is the way. Exactly.
Coming to my last question, what is that one important piece of advice that you would like for a 22-year-old girl to know so that she can not just survive but thrive in the sector the way you are thriving?
Uh, the advice. Mm, Well, if you want to continue supply chain, you have to consider that you have to have a purpose. Okay. A, a purpose because supply chain, even in the sector that you are, is
Mhm.
a key area in the companies. Okay, so you manage the end-to-end process, and you have to be aware that there is a purpose. You always, as a person, has to have a purpose. Okay, so this will motivate you to be a better person. Okay, a better person, and to work on this, and to work to provide support to others through your work or through your personal life. Okay, and try to do a difference in the world. Okay, because it's not just live your life, but try
Yeah,
to to be remind when you
being
are not in in,
driven.
in,
Yeah,
in the world.
true.
No, so mhm.
Definitely. And I think that what you said, that have the purpose, is going to save us a lot of negative feelings, the burnout and everything that we feel when we go for the materialistic aspects, say high salary or good positions. But knowing that you are serving a purpose for the society can help us go the longer way, the long term goals which might be there waiting for us. So thank you
Mm.
so much. I hope I'm able to implement the amazing piece of advices and the amazing ideas that you have given us today. I really did get to learn a lot, and I hope I get to learn even more in the future. Thank you for
Oh,
joining me today.
no, thank you for this time to talk about the experience, my thoughts. Probably I'm wrong in some things, but really I enjoy to talk with you because you show a lot of curiosity. You show a lot of desire to learn. We are in a different continents,
True.
okay, and this is the benefit of internet that we have met
Exactly.
through LinkedIn, and
Exactly.
also another tip that I can provide to young people is to work on their personal brand, because unfortunately during your work life you just focus on the on job, and you forget that you are a person without company, okay, and that's very important, and I learned this like later, okay, that's why I started to because never is late, no? But I really congratulate you because you are very young and you have the
Thank you.
courage to to connect other people, to ask people, to ask interesting questions, okay,
Thank
and to learn. And
you.
really, I'm here when you want to talk without any any question. Just
Recording,
ask.
yeah.
Yeah. If you
True.
want something that I can help you, I'm here. I am here in Lima, Peru.
That's very, very kind of you. And thank you so, so much. I feel that that really does help me and everyone who might be watching feel a little better, knowing that we have someone who is out there with so much experience, ready to inspire us, ready to help us grow and just answer our questions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a pleasure, really.
Thank you.